like to make clothes for your dog? I have 2 little chihuahuas and they're so tiny that when you go to buy clothes for them in the shops, they usually don't have their size small enough. Same when it comes to buying harnesses. It's actually really hard to get a harness their size. Anyway, I don't mind making clothes for my dog. So today I am making a little jumper for Timmy because Melly's got one. I made hers already first. And Timmy needs one too because when it gets cold, they freeze. So let's get into it. So first of all, this is going to be in part of my Granny Square series because it's just simply a Granny Square. So I won't go as slowly as I did in the Granny Square module because we're still covering the same thing. So making your own jumper for your dog gives you the ability, well, for me anyway, gives me the ability to make something in the color I choose, although I am choosing from my stash of yarns that I want to use up. So I will be choosing from the yarn, the color I want and the size I want. So it does make it customizable to the size that you want. You can also put your own touch to it. So if you have a love of hearts or you have a love of stars, you can add that to your jumper and it has your own significance, or you can even put your dog's name on there if you want to. You can crochet the name in. Okay, now we are on desk view. You will need a size 4 millimeter hook. You'll need some scissors. You'll need a yarn needle. And you will need some yarn, of course. So first of all, we're going to start with making our magic ring. So you go under, over, and pull through. Now, so to start off, we are just making our normal Granny Square. So first of all, 3 chain, and that will form your first treble. So we're now going to do 2 treble, and I'm not going particularly slow because I have shown you this before. So then after 2 treble we have, you count the because you count the 3 chain as a treble, so you've got 3. So then we're going to do 1 chain, do another 3 treble, one chain. So you want 4 lots of 3 treble and 1 chain. So I have 1, 2, 3, so I need 1 more lot. One chain. Now just bring your magic ring down and then go into the 3rd chain and do a slip stitch. Then bring it back further so it's right in there. Now we are going to slip stitch over to the 1 chain space because we're going to work from all the 1 chain spaces. Okay, so then we do once again our 3 chain, and we're going to do 2 more double trebles. Then we will do 1 chain because this is a corner. Each of these will be a corner space. So we are going to do 1, 2, 3, another 3, So in each corner you always have two lots of 3. So you've got your 2 lots of 3 treble. We do the 1 chain, then we go over to the next 1 chain space. We do the same thing again. This whole row is just about setting up our corners. Then a 1 chain, and then into the next 1 chain space. Now I think I'm using acrylic. I don't actually know. I haven't done a burn test or anything to check, because it's a stash I brought from a friend, and she wanted to move. She wanted to get rid of her yarn, and I wanted to take it all. I brought it from her for a really good price. And then my challenge is to use all I think I'm not very good at setting my challenges into realistic sort of goals, but it was to use it all by June this year, and it's not likely to happen, but I'm still working hard on getting it used as quickly as I can. So anyway, this is another ball off my stash that I'm using. So I like to be creative and work out what I can make with what I've got. I'm also very earth-minded, I guess you would say, and I don't like waste being just thrown out or anything like that. I mean, I don't know if my friend was going to throw it out, but I do like to rescue yarn and fabric. So now we're going to slip stitch back into the top stitch again, and we are going to slip stitch across to the next 1 chain space. And then off we go again. So this will, once again, as you can see, this is another corner. So 3 chain, 2 treble, one chain in the middle, and then another 3 treble. Oh, you're kidding me. I've only done 2. I have to go back. Now I have quite a bit to go. So I'm just going to watch one of my favorite YouTubers. Which one will it be? I do not know. We'll see what's available. And I'm just going to speed through so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, we are back. I have crocheted this all around so that it is long enough to go around Timmy, and I will just finish off this last part. So we're just coming across to end it. So we are just coming across to the end. We're going to finish up here because that is going to be long enough to go over my dog. Okay, so now what we want to do is we are going to do a cuff around here. So I'm just going to try this on Timmy, and we'll see how many chain we need to connect it over to the two ends, and then we'll start going around and I'll show you how to complete the cuff. Okay, so I've tried it on Timmy. It was very hard to keep him still. So you can sort of see in the photos that he has I think about 6 stitches. I think about 6 chain. So I have slip stitched up to the middle, and then I'm going to do 6 chain. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the other side at the corner there. Let's bring my yarn around so it's not caught in underneath, and do a slip stitch into there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, can you see? There we go. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. Actually, I might do 6 chain. 6 chain, and then we're going to do 6 double crochet into the back stitch. So not both, just the back stitch. So double crochet, or a single crochet if it's an American terminology. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to have 5 stitches, and then we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch and the stitch after that. So slip stitches. Then we're going to turn our work around and ignore the slip stitches and go back to your normal double crochets. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on, if we look at our V, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going into the back stitch once again, the side that's furthest away. So we're only taking up 1 of the V's, not 2. And this is going, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's the last one there, 5. Then we do 1 chain, then we turn our work again, and off we go again. So into the back stitch only, double crochet or single crochet in American terminology. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then when you get back to the fabric, you'll go slip stitch into the next stitch and into the next stitch after that, although it's a hole, so you're just going to slip stitch into the hole. Then we're going to turn and ignore the 2 slip stitches. So it's, if you count from the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you make sure that you're not going into the slip stitches. So then we do the 5 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we turn our work again and we're back on the outside end. So see how it's creating like a stretchy stitch. So we're going to do 1 chain on the outside end, and then we're going to do our 5 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we go into the next stitch. So a slip stitch into the next stitch, go through and pull through both, and into the next stitch, go through the fabric and pull through both stitches. Then we turn it around again, and then we count our 5 on the end. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make sure we're going into the right stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we chain, because we're at the end of our work, and then we do that again. So we're going to keep going until we've gone all the way around back to here, and in here we'll go into these chains here, and then we will slip stitch back into here, and I'll show you how to join it together. Okay, I'm almost back to the start here. I've just tried it on Timothy and it fits just good like it is, so I'm going to go into each of the chain to finish it off. So I've only got a couple more rows to go until I'm at the start again. So that's 5 double crochet. I'll go down into the next slip stitch, which is this one, and then across to this one, and actually no, I'll do another row and then join it. Bringing it around again for the last row, doing our last 5 double crochet or single crochet. So that's 2 and 3, 4 and 5. And we'll slip stitch back into the end here. Now we're going to put the 2 right sides together, and we are going to slip stitch into the outside. So the 2 outside stitches. So the outside stitch of that one and the outside stitch of that one, and slip stitch. So just going into the outside stitch of this one and then the outside stitch of this one. Make sure you can see it. And then yarn through both and through that last stitch on the hook. And then that is all we do, and we're actually slip stitching it together, so it will be all complete. This is our last one, our last stitch. Slip stitching through, and that is it. So as you can see, that has made a nice slip stitch join. We'll leave a bit of yarn, which way is it? That way, so that we can sew in the ends. And there is his little jumper. He looks very proud when he puts on his little jumper. He's so cute. He's like, I'm such a clever boy. I've got my own little jumper. So now we are just going to tie in the ends where they can't be seen, but also making it quite stable so it's not going to come apart. So just going through a few of the stitches backwards and forwards a couple of times. Might just do a little knot just to make sure it doesn't come undone. Just a couple of times, because I don't want it to fall off him when he's wearing it. And then we can just trim that off. And then I've just got to sew in, oh yes, make sure you sew in your magic ring stitch. That's very important because it will come loose if you don't. So all I do is that I go around the ring a couple of times, pull it fairly tight, And it's probably even good to do another knot. Oh, except I've pulled it undone now. So if we just go in here, thread it through again. Then pull it through and back through itself, just to make sure it's not coming undone. Then we can cut that one off. And I just had another one to sew in where, but I can do that later. So there it is. So you can just make little flowers to go on top, or you can embroider the name or crochet his name or her name. There's so many options. There's lots you can do. So thank you for joining me today. Here is Timmy in his little jumper. Can you see him? He's very proud of himself. He's being shy because he's not sure what the cameras are about. But oh, thanks. Thanks, Timmy. Good boy. You go show Daddy now. So thank you for watching and hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun, and I hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it helps others to find my channel. And thanks for being here, and I shall see you again soon. Next, I think, will be my baby series. I'm not sure if I've got anything else to go for on my granny square tutorials. If not, it'll be my baby series coming up next. Have a great week, and I shall talk to you next week.